Alright, so the date is August 29th, and I'm only doing one take. Like, I'm not redoing the takes because it's like 100 degrees out here. I'm hot. I want to go home, order some Texas chicken and burgers, and just kind of chill out and watch some Power for the day. So today, I'm pretty sure, as you've seen in the thumbnail, you click this video to get help with Cadet Advanced Summer Training, and I'm going to help you. I just went through it 2018. I was 2nd Reg, Alpha Company, 2nd Platoon, 3rd Squad, and I'm going to give you all the tips that you need to excel, just get by, or to get recondo, and also the equipment that will help you a ton going through advanced summer training, right? So basically, I'm an S&P cadet, so in all, I basically drill, and I also do Army ROTC stuff with my school, right? So basically, I'm high speed, and also I was prior, right? That's basically me. I was prior service. 2 years in the reserves, MP, so any MP questions I can help you out with. All right, so I'm going to give you a couple definitions so you can excel at camp, right? So the first definition is recycle. So recycle is often a term used to a person that has to repeat the same training but in another regiment. For example, I was 2nd Reg. If anybody failed anything, they will go to 3rd Reg. If anybody in 3rd Reg failed anything, they'll go to 4th. So you get bumped down a Reg to retake in order to pass. So basically, like, I want to say it's a big deal for cadets. It's like a cadet thing. It's a big deal because, like, you repeat a week and then everybody loves you. Like, oh, you're a recycle. You're a recycle. And then, even though it's not that big of a deal. It's honestly not. But yeah, if you're trying to get top cadet, I understand. But other than that, it's like not really a big deal. But so don't. To be honest, you won't recycle. Let me just tell you this: you won't recycle, man. Don't be nervous. All right, and it's also recondo. So all my high speed cadets. It's an honor graduate, basically, at advanced summer training. So when I went through in 2018, you had to get a 90% on each test, and you had to shoot expert on qualifications and pop-ups. You do 2 shootings. So first day is qualifications. That's the only one you need to do pass. Pop-ups, you need to shoot expert, and it's pretty hard. Like, you have to be a pretty great shot. So if you're a pretty great shot, then this is something you have the odds of. And also, you need to PT test, 90 in each event, so it should be a 270 accumulated. We only had one person get it, and it was drill sergeant. So, yeah. NCOs either way, right? So anyway, so now I'm going to start giving you guys the actual tips, what you're really here for. I just want to give you a brief introduction, right? So tip number 1, you will ruck every single where. You will ruck everywhere. So I strongly recommend that you build your leg endurance and you also build your strength in your legs, right? So before I was leaving, I was running 4 miles every other day because I knew Kentucky's weather is a little more humid than New York. I knew it would be a little more challenging in New York. I know I'll be doing things back to back. So basically, I already planned ahead of time. Like, I already knew what type of time it was. And my MS4s did tell me, you ruck everywhere. You ruck everywhere. You ruck everywhere. So I strongly recommend, if you're not doing it now and you're preparing for advanced summer training, make sure that you're building those leg muscles, getting real strong. So, and also another tip I want to tell you before we even start. They are not trying to make you fail, right? So cadre does not want you to fail. They actually want you to pass. Because think about it. You're a contracted, scholarshiped cadet. Why do they want you to fail something that's going to make you commission when they invested all this money to you to commission? So don't go there like, oh, man, cadre's out for me. Cadre's plotting on me. They're not. I'm telling you, cadre will help you. They will help you more than enough. So don't even worry about that. So now, I'm going to break down these events to the no-go event. So basically, if I say it, it's like a go or no-go event. And go or no-go events are events that you must pass or else you can't move to the next phase. And then we repeat the thing I just said, which was a recycle. So the first test, it's urine analysis. Make sure you're ready for it. And I'm saying this because someone failed it, right? And when you fail in urine analysis, you go home, and then you have to take that up with your PMS, and then you might lose your contract and all that. That's a whole bunch of gibberish that you need to do. But just make sure you're clean. Should be clean. You're about to be a commissioned officer, so hold yourself to a certain standard, right? All right. After urine analysis, it's actually the PT test, right? So in the PT test, I don't have to explain. I think everybody knows what the Army Physical Fitness Test is. But some people failed it, and I was pretty surprised because we were the 2nd Regiment. So I thought, like, everybody there would be, like, super high speed, and, like, we won't have a problem with APFTs, but we did. And the main reason why I'm telling you guys, please pass the first APFT. Because if you don't, you have to take one towards like the end of camp. And you're smoked out, you're sleep deprived, you're eating MREs a lot, which aren't healthy for you. They do fill you up. So you're basically like kind of handicapped in a sense, and people actually had to take it, and they did pass though. So I don't know, it's maybe gibberish, but I wouldn't want to take an APFT after doing all of those FTXs and stuff. So that's just me personally. So if you're struggling with PT, do it now. If you need PT videos, my PT score is like average, like a 295. I don't mind helping and giving videos and tips on what I do to maintain my APFT and what I kind of did to get there. So most definitely. So the third test that I actually failed was land navigation written. So it's basically written. They ask you, it's a test that you take, and it's like, they ask you terrain features, resection, intersection. And me personally, I'm not gonna lie, I was studying, but I wasn't studying as much as I should have been. I kind of did last minute studying before I got to camp, but so they do teach you there, right? So everything before you take any type of test, you do get help. The cadre do sit you down and teaches you, but some people take longer than others. So me, I kind of knew it. I was kind of confident, but I wasn't all the way confident. I missed one question. So the test may vary, but I was there in 2018. It was terrain features, resection, intersection. That was about it. It was a lot of terrain features. So know your terrain features, know your cliffs, know your hills, saddle, draw, spurs. Get all type of nice acronyms for them, and you'll be fine. And basically what they do when you need to retake a test or you failed something, everybody's in formation. The cadre goes to the front of formation. They'll say, John, fall out, da-da-da, fall out, make your own formation, fall out, make your own formation. Upon making this formation, they'll tell you, you failed by 1, you failed by 2, you failed by 3, you failed by 8, you failed by every single one. Now, you got to go and retake it. And you guys say, cool. So you go get another lesson from your cadre or the instructor, and then basically you take it again. So how they did it is the person that actually taught the class didn't reteach me. It was my cadre. And thank God for him, because this cadre was like one of the best commissioned officers I have ever met. He took initiative. He always makes sure to help out anybody. I understand he was very, very high speed, so I appreciate it. And I told him towards the end of camp, I thank you and appreciate you for everything. Because if it wasn't for him, even though I failed by 1, he just made me get a different level of understanding land navigation, which helped me a lot when we actually did field land navigation. So if it's something I can tell you, right, for a fact, when you're doing written land navigation, if you're barely passing that, then you're going to struggle with field land navigation. So what I strongly recommend, if you just pass written, and you know when you just pass something, so don't say, oh, you don't know. If you just pass written land nav, go talk to your battle buddies and get help, because with field land nav, that shit is no joke. And I'll talk about that later. All right, so the next thing you're going to do is something called team course. It's like a team course, obstacle, friendly battle buddy building thing. It's an automatic goal, right? So it's an automatic goal event. Don't be nervous, and it's actually fun. It's the first fun thing you do at camp, and it also breaks the ice with you and your battle buddies. So I'll give you a good example. Me and my battle buddy did this. Kind of everybody was uptight. You hang with your clique. You hang with who you gravitate to, right? So girls hang with girls, boys hang with boys, schools hang with schools, stuff like that, right? So that made us kind of more comfortable talking to each other and actually doing things together. And you learn, this is important, let me tell you, look, in that team course building, you learn everybody's weakness and you learn everybody's strengths, right? So I'll give you a great example. So not to get into too much details of my squad, right? You learn who are like kind of the overachievers, who are the leaders. You learn who needs a little more help. You learn who's the talkers, who's non-talkers, who's great at rock climbing, who's bad at rock climbing, who's more introverted, who's more extroverted. And that's when you can learn like who you really want to gravitate to, who you may pick for later down the road for your FTXs. So please, this first analysis of this team course will have you know who is like really a part of your clique and who's really going to help you during camp. So pay attention. It helped me a lot. It'll definitely help you a lot. All right. So the next one after that is actually shooting. And rewind. So team course, you do 2 things. It's an obstacle and it's a team course. So the obstacle course, it's like individual, but it's not a goal event. As long as you make an attempt, you'll be fine. So that's why I'm not going to add this to this video, because you automatically pass it. Trust me, you won't get recycled for it. So next. So shooting. Something I also struggle with, right? And let me tell you, if you are fearful and you think you can't shoot, you will pass that qualification that day. Like, I guarantee you. Like, I'm be honest, at M4, I'm not the best shot because we didn't have the red dots. We didn't have the CCOs, right? So we were shooting off iron sights, and honestly, I'm not used to shooting with iron sights. Every time I shot, it was actually with the CCOs. So don't be like nervous or don't be like scared. They will sit with you like, all right, put it like this. I was on the range. They told me, yo, we'll be on the range till this range close, which is like late, like I want to say 2000. So don't be nervous. They're gonna get you right, and you'll be fine. So if you struggle with shooting, try to make your program. If you're an MS4 now, if you're watching this, try to make your program shoot more. And if not, just go shooting on your own. See, I live in New York City, right? So cost of living is too expensive. All that shit is too expensive. So the shootout here is just too expensive. But with my unit, since I'm an MP unit, we shoot pistols. We don't shoot M4s. And then when we do, we barely shoot it. Everyone doesn't get to shoot because we only care about M9 and pistol qualifications, right? So it's not that important. But shooting is consistent of 2 days. So the only important day, right, is qualification day. The next day is pop-up day. So pop-up is for those who are going for recondo. So all the high-speed cadets that are trying to get recondo, that's more so of y'all lane and y'all thing. See, pop-ups, I shot trash on pop-ups. We ain't really talk about it. But qualifications, I knew. Talked to NCO. He said, don't worry, we make sure you pass and you don't have to worry about anything. So for all my guys that are scared of shooting and gals that are scared of shooting, you will be fine. Trust Uncle Trills. You will be fine. All right. So after shooting, now this is where it gets kind of spicy, right? After that, it's call for fire. So I will say, prep for call for fire before you go to camp. Prep for call for fire before you go to camp any way, any capacity. If you're MS3 right now, actually MS4 is what it was. So I'm gonna explain it the best way I can to my best of my ability, right? So call for fire, let me explain it. So you basically go and basically it's field artillery work, right? So we actually had a commissioned officer inside of my platoon that was very helpful, and he sat down with us, each and every one of us. He threw a whole class and he taught. I don't want to say the whole reg, but he taught the whole company because he was that high speed. And this is the same one that helped me with land navigation. And he's field artillery, so land nav, call for fire, grid coordinates. He's like second to none in that, and he explained it better than the guy that taught me that day. So we kind of got 2 lessons, and I'm blessed for it, and I appreciate it. Because if I didn't get those 2 lessons, I probably would have not did so good. So sometimes teaching in classes, you may get a non-commissioned officer. Sometimes teaching in class, you may get a second lieutenant. And I have nothing against fresh commissioned officers, but for the most part, most commissioned officers just got into their job and they just got doing what they do. So they're not going to be an expertise at an NCO that's had 8 years, 9 years at it. So for mine, unless they're a senior commissioned officer or something like that, they really not that good at teaching it. So the second lieutenants that taught us, I didn't like the call for fire lesson, and a lot of people were confused in the class, and they kind of just hit us with the, oh, you'll be all right. Oh, you'll be all right. And a lot of people weren't all right because call for fire was the second highest no-go ratio. So my platoon was consistent of around, I want to say 38 people before call for fire. So after the call for fire test, I want to say about 12 failed. 12 failed it on the first time, but it's not a problem because how recycle goes, it's 2 times and you're out. So if you fail twice, you're out and you go back to the next one. So basically the call for fire, let me try to explain it the best way. So they land an explosive go boom. Based off your location on the map, you're seeing whether you got to shift left, shift right, go up, go down. With it's basically gonna be a pair of binoculars that they give you in the class that you have to use, and then you're gonna put all these like marks and symbols. I don't have my book with me, so excuse me, and I'm not gonna lie, I don't remember it, and I'm not gonna be a field artillery officer, so I don't plan on remembering it. But honestly, if you really need it, I have my notes all in my big ass duffel bag, and I'll go through it, and I actually can help you with it. I'm just not going through that right now. But if you need, your MS4s got you. Your MS4s will help you with it, and maybe some high-speed MS4 will walk you through how to do it. But honestly, after everyone retake, because you get a chance to retake, of course, after getting taught the lesson again, and actually out of those, I want to say 10. I want to say a 10 or 12. I want to say about 4. Only 4 or 3 didn't make it, so 4 or 3 just couldn't pass it, and it was because I'm pretty sure the lesson was bad. That's just my opinion. I didn't like who taught it. I didn't like the lesson. I feel that camp NCO should teach officers or senior officers should teach officers, right? So what I mean by that is a 03 and above, right? I consider 03 and above a senior commissioned officer and any NCO that's well equipped to teach the job. So now this is probably the hardest thing you're gonna do at camp. So real quick, I'm gonna let you go get your notes, like real quick, because you're gonna need a notepad and a pen. And I got you with links in the description, because this is something that every single, let me tell you something. My school, I had friends in second reg, first reg, third reg, fourth reg, fifth reg, sixth reg, seventh reg, eighth reg, and etc. Right? But the number one thing across each regiment, the number one thing was failure at field land navigation. It didn't matter. It did not matter. It did not matter. So actually, for this one, excuse me, I'm not going to give you eye contact. I'm going to read this off because this is very important. Because I want to make sure that you guys are ready for this. And I'm pretty sure 95% of the people that's coming here to watch this video, they're going to pass everything else. And the only struggle probably will be land nav. For the other 5%, you know, different people, different minds work different ways, or whatever the case may be. So for land navigation, let me explain how the day is going to go so you can get a real good idea of how to prep and how to prepare. So before going to land navigation, your cadre will ask you, land navigation is rough. Anybody is kind of iffy on it, come over here and we'll help you. Or if you got a high-speed battle buddy, he'll probably throw a lesson to help you, right? Take those lessons serious. Go to your cadre and ask for help. So we just had we actually had a fresh commissioned officer, but he was infantry, and he wanted to go to Ranger School. So he actually was well-equipped in teaching land navigation because he's prepping for Ranger School. So he was getting himself ready. He asked us if he need help, and he taught me a secret and a tip that I'm pretty sure will help most everyone. So I kept asking cadre. I was like, I don't feel confident in field land navigation. So I went up to my cadre, asked for the help. I went up to my battle buddies. Hey, what do you do when you do land navigation? We had a person that was like, he used to live out in the woods, so he was real field tactical and stuff like that. So I used to go to him, man, what do you do? I do this. I use terrain features. I use this. So the number one thing you need to do is before prep, get ready. If you're not confident going in, go get help prior. Go get help. It's nothing wrong with getting help. You're going to have downtime. Ask cadre, hey, can you throw a lesson about field land navigation? What do you do for tips? What do you do? So the big day, right? So the big day comes, boom, boom, boom. You're going to get something called the practical exercise. So it's a warm-up. It's basically a warm-up. You're shooting free throws in the gym. You get ready and you get prepped. So for that practical, they lie and tell you if you don't get at least like 1 point, then you can't take the real exam. That is not true. I had my friend, he got like 0 points on the practical, and they still let him take the real one. So for the most part, you're going to be fine. Like, it doesn't matter. But the practical, it would be best if you get 1 out of the 2 points, right? So practical, you get 1 out of the 2, you're good. If you get 2 out of 2 on the practical, you're going to fucking pass. Like, it's it's only one person that I talked to that got both points on the practical and did not pass. So I actually got 1 out of 2 on the practical because the other point was too far, and I said it's not worth it. And that's another thing you need to do is time management. The hardest thing about land nav, and actually a lot of people fail because going for the wrong and getting the wrong points, but also a lot of people fail because they fail to accurately measure their time, right? So now before we go into the real test, I'm going to tell you everything you need to actually do the test, right? So, and this is important, right? Because a lot of people actually came unprepared for land navigation, and it showed. And you're also doing night land navigation, not just day land navigation. So it's a whole different array of things that you may need. And let me explain. So one of the things that you may need, it does rain in Fort Knox, guys. It rains fucking a lot, right? So you're going to need a laminated map sheet cover. So something you can have your map and then slide it in so it doesn't get wet or affected by the dirt, the rain. I didn't have this, and I had to keep it in a Ziploc bag. Every time I plotted a point, I had to go to a knee, go to the floor. My map had dirt on it. Could sometimes get holes in it from rocks. So I strongly recommend to get a laminated map sheet. And everything I'm saying will be a link in the description. Next, you're going to need map markers. You are going to need map markers. Repeat it with me. You are going to need map markers. So stock up. I came with 12 map markers. You know why? Stuff falls out. You're going through the woods. So let me tell you how I did it, because I'm extra paranoid because I wanted to make sure I passed the Van Skit with flying colors, right? So map marker. It comes with like sets of 4. My cadre gave me 1. I bought 2 more. This is where it went. Cargo pocket. 1 I had in like my little IFAC cover right over with my flick, because you're going to do this with a flick. You're going to do this with a flick, your PC, and yeah, that's it. Flick, PC, and then your water source. Whether you bring a camel pack or whatever, it's up to you, or like a canteen or whatever, it's up to you. So the next thing you're going to need, bring an extra compass, right? So you're going to have 1 compass, right? I recommend you bring an extra one because if you lose that, then you're lost in the woods, right? The last thing you want is to have a compass, right? You lose that compass, and now you're lost in the woods. So bring 2 compasses. I'm telling you right now, people have lost their compasses, and then you're gonna get a little like bag, right? And it's like for emergencies. So if anything happens to you, you're gonna hit it, and then the cavalry's gonna come for you. It's embarrassing, and I'm pretty sure if you do that, you automatically fail. Don't quote me on it, but everybody that did it, they failed or they were missing points anyway. They're already jacked up, right? So the next thing you're gonna need is water. Please, even though they will give you water points to go to, bring your water, man. Because if you're deep in the wood line, and let's say you don't have any water, you could possibly pass out. And we had 2 people heat cat from doing land nav because you will be tired. Like me personally, I do land nav running, and that's why I bring extra stuff because I'm running through the course because so much people fail because of time. So I was concerned about time, and it's a good workout. So honestly, I just ran through the course. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I was looking like an asshole. Like, I just was like running, chugging. Just because that's how I like to do my land nav. And that way, if I make a mistake, because I ran, I have extra time. And often on the back end, it helps. Now, don't do this if you're not comfortable, right? So don't do this if you don't think you can do it, right? Don't run through a course and then pass out because it's gonna be like 95 plus. You know what I'm saying? So I recommend you don't do it if you're not ready to do it, whatever the case may be. So the next thing you're gonna need for nightland navigation, especially. Hello, Miss Kim, how you doing? For nightland navigation, you're definitely gonna need two headlamps, right? So bring 2. And let me tell you why I bring 2. So I'm doing nightland nav, right? And you're gonna know, right? So I'm doing nightland nav, and I got my first point within 10 minutes, right? So my next point, and this is from a person that sucks at land nav, right? I'm not no land nav expert, and I got every single point. That's why you're gonna listen to me, right? So I'm doing nightland nav, and I went through this place I don't think I was supposed to go through, but it was scary as hell. I'm talking, it's dark, it's fucking trees, it's fucking pond. I hear crickets, I hear frogs, I hear every type of animal I never hear. I'm a city person, right? So I don't know any of these freaking animals, right? So, and guess what? I went down like a slope, and I lost my fucking headlamp. I was tight. I paid like $15 for it, but guess what? I had a backup right in this short little cargo pocket you're gonna have in your Army OCPs. I went in there, put my backup headlamp on, and I kept on driving on. Now, if I didn't have that headlamp, I would have been screwed. I would have been lost, and I probably would have failed. So basically, what I'm telling you is bring a backup everything. Bring backup everything. And also, something I didn't bring, but my battle buddies had my back on, was a watch. I brought a watch, but unfortunately, it was a smart watch, and it's no smart watches allowed. I can't. So if you're thinking about packing the Apple Watch, the Galaxy S8, just put it. Just leave it. Don't even bring it. It's a waste of time. I promise you, it's a waste of time. So I'm gonna go over it again. So laminated sheet covers to slip in, extra map markers, extra compass, extra headlamps, or actual water source. And now the tip for plotting your points. So all right, this is the number one thing to get you right at camp. I promise. Listen to this. This is gonna sound so stupid but simple. Plot your known points. Plot your known points. So now what do I mean by that? So when you first sit down at the exam, they have to give you water buffaloes, right? Because people run out of water. Some people drink water fast, some people drink water slow. So they're going to give you they gave us around, I want to say 5 water points. So what are these water points? They're known points on your map. So plot those known points on your map. Just like your starting point is where you are, you're going to get points that you already have the coordinates and grids to. So plot them. Once you plot these, right? Now, this is often the problem because this is something I used to do when I was land nav illiterate. So now your starting point and your target is over there, right? So instead of shooting your azimuth from your starting point to where you're supposed to be going, I recommend, unless it's close, you shoot that azimuth from the water buffalo 1 to your target if it's closer. Now what I mean by that. So attack points is something, it's a known point that you know that is closer to your target than when you are. So basically, how my cadre told me is, if I knew Water Buffalo 5 was next to point 3, why would I shoot an azimuth from my starting point when I could shoot an azimuth right from Water Buffalo 5? You're basically cutting your room for error short, and I didn't know this. And I'm pretty sure if I didn't know it, someone else did not know this. So I'm telling you this is a tip to help you out because I think this will tremendously help people out there. Like, I know it will. Like, because this made a person that couldn't get a point to getting every single one. And this was day and night. So use attack points. Any known point that you are giving, you use that to your advantage. Even in the practical, the grid coordinate for your practical, you maybe get lucky and get it on your real exam. I had like that happen to 5 battle buddies. So I strongly recommend the answers for the practical to plot in your little notebook. It's not cheating. Put in your little notebook, and then it's another known point you have. So let's say, for example, you're next to it. You can use that as a reference point of where to go to. It's all, you got to use little tips to help you out, guys. Like, don't be, and there's nothing wrong with it, right? So now, once you do that, you'll be fine. So you need 3 out of 4 points for day, and you need 1 out of 2 for night. And then you're a go, you're a pass. But if you're going for a condo, I believe out of those points you need to get, I think you only can miss 1. So one of the days you only can miss 1. So I think you got to get 4 for 4 on 1, and the other one you get 1 for 2, vice versa. So you basically only can miss 1 point. Yeah. It's 5 out of 6 for a fact. So you need 5 out of 6 to get Recondo. So for all my Recondo guys, you're gonna need to get every single point, period. So make sure you do that. All right. Now for the next one. Now, I was ranked about like 12th, 13th. I think I was supposed to be top 10, but hey, I don't make the grading system. The grading system is kind of flawed. And personally, you'll see when you go to like advanced camp. Like, I don't have no reason to cap, right? So now I'm gonna explain the FTXs. Oh yeah, and also the no-go ratio. I don't remember the number. Put like this: half my platoon was out because of land nav day and night. Half of them. So I don't even need to speak about it. After the half, I want to say about 5, 6. I want to say 6 to 7 didn't make it, so they had to repeat and go to the next regiment. And then we had 3 recycles in my platoon, and they failed in first reg, so they came to second reg and they passed it. So they also were a big help. And also, a lot of people look at recycles as like a bad thing. Recycles have a lot of information. Talk to them. Catch up with them. They told me their inconsistencies of land nav, and it helped me not be inconsistent. Like, for example, using tank trails, using trails that aren't reliable, using dead roads, using stuff that doesn't help you. So they're a big help. Don't look at them as, oh, you recycle, ha, ha, ha. You look at them as, hey, you got anything you want to help me out on, and I help you out with something. It's kind of, because it's, I scratch your back, you scratch my back. That's the type of environment it should be. And I hope that, you don't have like a toxic platoon or company or something like that, because that fucking sucks. Now, for the FTXs. Now, I don't want to explain this too much because I don't want the video to be too long because I know some people are already tight and already bored. So I'm going to explain this to the best of my ability without boring you to death, all right? So through this whole camp, leadership rotations will switch off and on. And we have garrison leaderships and we have field leadership, right? So more often than not, the one that is considered the most important is the field leadership because it shows your ability to react when conducting a mission, right? So, for the FTXs, you're going to have 2 rotations. You're going to have either 1 or you might have 2 if you're real unlucky, right? So, it's platoon leader and it's platoon sergeant. So, the missions consist of raid, area defense, recon, ambush, reactor contact, and attack. So, all these are the different missions you can get. And I'm not going to walk through how to do them because you can easily look that up. But I'm going to tell you about like how to get top cadet, all right? So the main thing that they look for in these events is it's completion. You have to complete, right? You have to actually do the mission, right? But it's more so confidence, right? So those that were confident in their ability, they often got the better scores. So, for example, a person like me, if anybody knows me, I'm a very confident person, right? And you have to be confident, especially when you're being a platoon leader. And I got E's on all my evals. Besides my squad leaders, I got on all my field evals, I got an E. That's better. On my garrison ones, it's kind of hard to get an E, but I did get an E for platoon sergeant, but I didn't get an E for any squad leads garrison. It's confidence, commanding stuff, delegating stuff, making moves. So my mission was easy. So when I was in leadership, I had a defense. So the defense is pretty straightforward. I don't have to explain it. But and then when I got against squad leader, we were doing a recon. So I didn't get hit with any of the like raid or little more complex things. But it's still good to know. So now, if you're a person that wants to get top 5 cadet, top 10 cadet, this may sound like cliche to some people, but the cadre has to see you, right? So in order for you to be the number 1 cadet, you have to be seen. So how you get seen when you go to field training, right? It's volunteer positions, right? So if you're just a Joe, which is just a squad member, just a E1 fuzzy, you can offer to be RTO, which is the person that controls the communications. You can choose to be the medic, which is the person that's going to get the litters and get everybody out of there. You can choose to be, so it's RTO, it's medic, and point man. Now, if you're real good at land navigation, you're real high speed, you like doing land nav, you like doing all that type of shit, I strongly recommend, if you want to be top cadet and get that O, that you volunteer for point man, right? They take volunteering for point man very, very serious, at least in my regiment. And from what I knew, everybody that volunteered more, that cadre seen being more involved, they got a better score. So me, personally, I'm not a person like to push my agenda and push it from the cadre. When I'm in leadership, I step up. And when I'm a follower, I follow. So I'm basically saying I'm not like a super cadet, right? You got some cadets that are like super cadets and they want to be super, you know, out there to cadre and always talking to them. That's just not who I am. And I won't personally go against my morals to get any ranking. Because I know at the end of the day, when that butter bar comes on, I know that I'm going to be one of the best. That's just how you got to think, and that's the confidence you got to have. So, and also, volunteer for holding 240 Bravos, 240s, and cheering on battle buddies, right? So if someone's struggling, you can help them out without looking like an asshole, and vice versa, right? So that's basically it. And also, if you guys are interested in see how the cyber interview goes, EOD, all that stuff, let me know. Comment down. And any more tips. That's basically it, man. That's the 2018 Cadet Summer Training Tip video. I'm going to put a link in the description for all the materials you may need. And also, I forgot one material. I'm sorry, y'all. Yeah, bring a terrain model kit. Since we're speaking on field trip, bring a terrain model kit. Come prepared, man. Don't come without one. I'll link it in the description. Y'all be real squared away messing with me. And this is the video. Any questions, write down in the comment section so I can help you. I will make another video explaining a specific phase and how it went for me. But this was just a general view to help you on what people mostly fail with. So this your boy Trills Uncut. I'll drop gaming, 2K9 breakdown, 2K19 breakdowns, all that high speed stuff, man. And I will be doing more Army videos. Peace.